Hi, it's Bryan Newman with the Spotlighted Business Owner Show, and today we're thrilled to have Karen M. Rosner. Hi, Karen, how are you?
Good, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, it's so great to have you back on the show again. No, thank you for being here.
No
So, she's
problem.
got a great business that everyone should know about. I hope they listen to this. It's called KMR Personal Financial Coaching Services. She's been doing this for a number of years. Karen, before we get into the business, can you let people know how did you get started, a little bit about your background and how long you've been doing this?
Well, Brian, I'm born and raised in Massachusetts. I'm one of eight children, seventh of eight. I went through college. I have my social work degree. I have a master's in social work, and I'm a heart recipient. I've been a heart recipient. I had a heart transplant in 2006, so it's been a little over 18 years. And the way I got into this is I've been a social worker for 36 plus years, and I'm always helping people out where I was always helping people out with their finances. And when I was working as a social worker, I worked as a child welfare. I think that was the hardest job I ever had because abusive children and seeing abusive children and neglected children. And then
I can imagine.
it was heartbreaking. And then I was in a nursing home, and then I got into the medical. And when I got into medical, I was doing home visits, and I was helping people get their budgets together, getting out of debt, talking to them how to save money. And then as I was getting older in my career, I started doing this on the side. Is my side business, but I wanted to be my number one business, and I'm work 9 to 5, but I have this is my side hustle, as if you want to call it, but it'll be my number one hustle hopefully in about a year, and that's where I want the business to grow so I could just be doing this.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. I know you also wrote a book. Can you tell us a little bit about the book?
I did write a book. I wrote a book about my journey because when I was born with a very serious heart condition. And it wasn't anything my parents did or didn't do. It was just one of the luck of the draw. And they told my parents I wouldn't see my first birthday. Well, just 2 weeks ago, I saw my 61st birthday.
Oh,
So,
wow. Oh,
yep,
wow. Happy birthday. Oh,
thank
that's
you.
great.
And
That
so I
is
outlived
wonderful.
them, and I outlived that doctor, but I had to have several surgeries, pacemakers, defibrillators. I even had a cardiac death. I was down for 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
Oh my
And,
God.
and then I had a defibrillator, and then I had the transplant. So the book is all about that. It's about my business. It's about my nonprofit, but it's about me not giving up. And my famous quote and my favorite quote is, "They told me I couldn't. That's why I did." That's my favorite quote. And my doctors
Oh,
can attest to I live by that quote. So
oh,
yeah.
okay. No, so what, how can they find the book? Is it on Amazon?
It's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
Okay.
And I will be at a women's expo, AZ Women's Expo on October 5th and 6th. And I will have some of my books with me at that time. If you come to the expo and you come by my table, I could sign a book for you. So you'll get an autograph copy
Oh,
of my book.
oh, okay. I know, a lot of people incur a variety of debt over their lifetime. What is the one thing they incur debt-wise that is unexpected?
Medical debt. And that's why
Yeah.
my dad lovingly calls me his $1 million child because of all the medical expenses he had to pay for me for the first 18 years. And
Mm.
it's the medical debt because you're not expecting to be sick, you're not expecting to break a leg or get in a car accident or what have you. And the book that I wrote, it goes for assist to my nonprofit for transplant patients.
Okay.
So,
Okay. No, so yeah, again, like you said, a lot of people they don't plan for that, it happens, and when it happens hard, and I mean, what's a common mistake though a lot of people do when they do incur medical debt?
They don't open their mail. And I've done it in the past. You get a doctor's bill from Dr. Smith and then Dr. Jones, and then you get the hospital bill and you get the radiology bill and whatever, anesthesiologist. And you get mail about this high. And after a
Yeah.
couple months, you get this pile of mail. And then if you open the mail, and because you're getting it every month, it's the same amount. So if you really do your mail and shrink it down to the most current, you don't have that much mail. And maybe only
Uh,
that much of mail instead of piles of mail. So the number one mistake is not opening their mail.
oh, okay. Yeah, and it does happen. I know,
Yes,
yeah, and if you don't open that mail, there's a thing called interest charges that start ramping up,
not with
you know.
medical, not with
Oh,
medical.
really? Oh, is that just
There's
with
no
the,
interest. There's no interest
oh,
in medical
okay.
bills.
All right, I'm
And
thinking a credit card.
but you get the collection calls. And
Oh,
the other
geez.
thing you could do is just talk to the office or whatever, make a plan with them. Or if you have and you can't get anywhere, call me and I can
Oh,
help you
okay.
out with it.
No, so Karen, can you let people know what's the best way for them to get in touch with you, to sign up with you?
You could call my number 808-253-1157, or you could go kmrpfc22@gmail.com. That is my email address. But you could send me a text or a phone call on 808-253-1157.
Oh, okay. All right. No, so I was going to also ask, how do people pay for your services?
They pay individually because I'm here to help people. This is what I want to do. And yes, I do charge for my services, but it's an individual thing. I am not going to charge somebody $500 and they can't put food on the table. And so it's an individual thing. We talk about pricing and what they need. One of the first appointments that they have with me.
Okay. I know also you were on TV not too long ago, weren't you?
I'm getting all over.
I remember seeing you.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah, so I know she's been all over the place, but tell us a little bit about financial accountability partner
All
and
right.
what should people know about that?
Accountability partner is somebody that will keep you accountable. When I was getting out of debt, I had an accountability partner. And I remember I was paying my bills off, but I still had a little bit to go. And I liked this magazine, Women's World, and it was right there at the checkout counter. I text my accountability partner, tell me no. And she goes, no. Then why am I telling you no? I said, I want to buy this magazine. She goes, no, 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 no. I got five
Wow.
texts with no. And
Yeah.
that is an accountability partner, keeping you on track. And what my partner did is I paid off a bill that month and she bought me two issues of the magazine that I wanted to buy as a
Oh,
reward
wow. Wow.
because we celebrate. You want to celebrate your wins too. You pay off a credit card, you make a payment. You want to celebrate the little wins.
Oh, okay. No, that's interesting. I was going to also ask you about budgeting. What should
Mm.
people know about budgeting? How can they start a budget?
The way I have my clients do it is I have them track their expenses for a month and we analyze it together. Okay, you have $200 of Starbucks coffee for the month, or you're going out to eat is more than your grocery bill. Well, let's work this out. And then we look at that and then we put a budget together with what they show me what they spent on a monthly basis. And then we work their debt in there. And then we want to get their debt down as quickly as possible, excuse me. And I do the debt snowball. I teach my clients the debt snowball. So, and it's how to get, you pay your minimum, you list your expenses, or your, excuse
Uh-huh.
me, your debt from smallest to largest and concentrate on the small one. And then once you pay that one off, take that minimum balance and add it to the next one, and goes on and on. And it gets bigger and bigger, but you're not spending more than what you were the last month. So,
Oh, okay.
yep.
No, also, how can people like work with you? Do they meet with you in person? Do you go to their house or their office, or do you do stuff over Zoom?
I will meet with them in a personal place, excuse me, a public place. And there's a office in Scottsdale that I have an association with. They'll let me use their office space if they want to meet in person. But I usually do a lot of meetings on Zoom or Google Meets.
Oh, okay, okay. Again, Karen, if you could let people know what's the best way to get in touch with you, to talk with you, to sign up with you.
To talk to me to see how I'm doing or see how I can help you is give me a call at 808-253-1157. Again, that's 808-253-1157, or you could email me at kmrpfc22@gmail.com. And the email address is just the initials of my business without PFC, yeah, without the S. So, and that's how you can get a hold of me. And go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask, what do you wish more people understood about financial freedom after having a medical crisis?
That if they got their medical bills under control and they're paying off, that it's a lot less stressful. And with the medical bills, I was just telling you, Bryan, before we got on here, I had a patient just this week. She had a medical bill, and she's like, Karen, it's $498, $500. And she told me her insurance and everything, and I'm like, okay. And I looked at the bill, and it was a simple fix. They didn't have the insurance on her bill.
Oh,
And I
wow.
called the person, the where the bill came from. They're like, oh, we forgot to bill her insurance. She could throw that
Oh,
away.
no.
And
Oh, my
then she
God.
had a pharmacy bill, and with her insurance, they pay a certain amount on her pharmacy. So I called the pharmacy. Oh, they didn't put the insurance through. So she goes, have her come back and we'll refund her the money. So you got to really look at your medical bills. And I know they're confusing. I've been doing it for years. I've been doing it well, with my patients and clients, I've been doing it over 30 years. And
Oh,
so and me as a patient myself for all my life, I learned how to read medical bills and what to look for and everything. And I could I teach my clients that. And once I show them how to read their medical bills, they're like, oh, all they have to do is pick up the phone and talk to somebody, or they could call me and talk to me, and I'll help them through it.
I know, whenever you get a medical bill, it is difficult to read.
Mm-hmm.
It's very confusing. And even when you call, like I know my personal experience, when I've called up and tried to get them to explain it, it's still confusing, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, what's nice is that you've gone through it yourself and you know
Mm-hmm.
how you can explain it in
Mm-hmm.
layman's terms, you know what I mean? So that really helps.
Yes. And
Karen, yeah.
it helps my clients and patients, and they really like it. And they get big smiles when I tell them that they don't have to pay the bill.
I can imagine. No, so you got a couple events coming up. I know she's been a vendor in several of my events over the
Hmm.
years. And I know over the holidays she's going to be in two events.
Hmm.
Um, she does a lot of vendoring, where you can
Yes.
actually meet her in person, talk to her in a
Hmm.
casual setting. So, I know how often do you do that? The
I do it
vendoring.
as often as they invite me. And
Oh,
like
wow.
I said, I'm going to be at the AZ Women's Expo on October 5th and 6th at the Phoenix Convention Center. So I'll be there all day, both days. And I'm going to be speaking there too, Bryan. I'm one of
I
the
didn't know
speakers
that.
at
Oh,
that event.
wow.
So I'm putting together a presentation for that event. And then I'm going to be at your two events in November 10th and December 21st.
Yeah.
And so I have different things. I have different brochures and everything else like that for those events. And of course, I travel with my wheel of questions.
Okay. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's not a
Okay.
fortune, but wheel of questions.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. No, the one event, November 10th, that's at Pebble Creek over in
Hmm.
Goodyear. So that's
Yep.
from 9 to 2. And then the one on the 21st of December, that's right before Christmas. That's over
Right.
at Westbrook Village. So that's a beautiful community. It's in Peoria, Arizona, right next to Sun City. So we're going to be in the ballroom with 40 vendors and all kinds of entertainment. So should be a lot of fun. Karen,
Right.
any last words you want to leave the viewers with? Any
First
last
of all, with
advice?
the excuse me, December 21st, that's getting over just very close to where the insurance are turning over to the new year. So they're going to
Oh,
be needing some assistance with that. I don't do insurance, but I know people that do. But open your mail. If you have medical bills, open your mail and don't ignore them. Don't ignore the phone calls because there's people that will want to help you. And I'm one of them. I'm willing to help you. I'm willing to explain what your bill means. Sometimes I'll ask you to send it to me so I can look at it a little closer. But give
nice.
me a call if you have any questions, 808-253-1157. And
All right.
I'll get you out of debt quickly.
Okay. And yeah, Karen does a great job. I've known her for several years and
I know.
learned about her background and the services she provides. So again, call her that 808-253-1157. Karen, thank you so much
One
for being
last
on here
thing.
again. Yeah,
One last thing. I'm not only a financial coach, I am also a patient that's been through this. So I am not just saying it's not somebody who's just saying, oh, I know how to do this. I do it myself for myself, and I'll do it for you.
great. All right. Well, Karen, thank you so much. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Bryan.
All right.